Yeah, to start off, this chapter is going to be a little bit hard to talk about. It was quite the roller coaster of emotions. But yeah, let's get started and kind of summarize and recap of what occurred. First and foremost, of course, we leave off in the last chapter where Yasuo is basically choking to death because she's practically drowning. I know, how can Araki make... How can he make a cell phone in a toilet so menacing? But that's the great thing about JoJo. The simplest things could be so amazing. Oh, yeah, and then, while this is all going on, we kind of get a little bit more information on the walleyes. I mean, it's kind of cool because we have not... No one has ever mentioned this in quite some time. This is kind of like a concept that was more explored earlier within Jojolion. So it's kind of great that we're going full circle, because I kind of thought Araki forgot about the walleyes, but apparently he hasn't, and we're going to be exploring that a little bit more as the part continues. Nevertheless, Yasuo is still practically drowning outside. She finds a security camera, she's calling out for help, and Mitsuba is actually on the other end of a monitor, through the security surveillance. And she goes into the room with Jobin, and then I presume she turns evil, or she was always evil. She kind of took a dark path, and instead of helping Yasuo out, she just slowly closes the toilet lid. It's like, oh, that's terrible. That's awful. But, and then I guess she wanted to do the finishing blow just to flush this phone down the, down the drain, down the toilet with her stand. But then, I don't know what happens. I had to reread this, by the way, like about three times or so, like, while I was, recording this. What happened? Like, she's about to do the finishing blow, whatever, with her stand, like I said before. And then, like, a driplet of water falls down from the ceiling on her, forehand. Is that even a thing? Yeah, you get my point. What was that? And I believe I read, I triple read this. It said a driplet of water, so, and then, not only does it, like, mess up her, her final blow she was trying to do, because I'll get onto that a little bit later. She gets, like, punctured with... Wait a minute! No. Wait. Now I know why the water not killed. Now I know why. I'm so... Dude, I actually just thought this now. Dude, it's like with Josuke... When he was with Mamazuka, which we'll get with Mamazuka pretty soon, when the rain was, like, basically acting like bullets. Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow, that actually makes sense. Okay, never mind, it actually does make sense. Yeah, because obviously the head doctor's outside as well, and it's affecting Mitsuba. So yeah, okay, now that actually makes sense, that's great. Wow, I literally just had the most amazing aha moment. That's great about JoJo. For me, I feel like I have to read a few times just to really understand what's going on. For some, that may be a little bit bad, but I don't know, you kind of find a new meaning, a better understanding, and a new perspective or light of what's going on. But anyway, with the head doctor staying, that dribble of water messes up her final blow, and then the arrow, well, because it's kind of like a little arrow, whooshes, it hits the back wall, which I don't even know how that's even possible. And it makes, obviously, all this ruckus, because it's practically like an explosion. There's a hole in the wall. Of course, Hishigata household is like, what the hell's going on? There's basically a bomb detonated in our house. And they obviously know it's coming from Jobin's room. Oh yeah, and by the way, did I forget the head doctor is currently outside stalking Hishigata household. How does nobody see him, by the way? Whatever. Commotion ensues, everyone dashes to Jobin's room. What is going on? And the hole that was made in the wall reveals the Rokakaka fruit, the new one. There's so many versions of that. Yeah, I believe the new Rokakaka, yeah, reveals that, or it's not fully grown yet, it's still a few hours, to where it could be fully harvested. But yeah, it reveals that hole in the wall, and then it has like this, I'll probably show it on screen, it has like this last sentence, something about misfortune, and then the chapter ends. And then what really ticked me off, well, I was like, no! Araki is taking a bit of a hiatus within, Jojolion. Not for too long, it's only about a month. So the next issue is going to be coming out in March, so next month I obviously can't and will not be doing a discussion of the next chapter. So that'll be for March, which is great because March is my birthday. But yeah, after all the recap, what did I think? Predictions, all that jazz. I thought it was it got me like freaking nervous, excited. And when a story can do that, that's great. That's a story's job to get you invested. I'm glad the chapter did release last night for me. I read it the next morning. Thank God I didn't read it the night of it came out for me, because I probably would have not been able to go to bed. But when a story can do that and really take over your life, back of your head, whatever you're doing, throughout your day, you're like, dang, is Yasuo dead? Is Yasuo gonna die? That's great. That's great when it can kind of play a bit of an investment in your mind as you're doing things throughout your day. But yeah, also another thing I want to mention is, man, Mitsuba really, Jesus, she pulled like an Anakin Skywalker. She's like, I don't know, like she seemed like a pretty like chill, cool character. She helped Yasuo at the hospital. She was defending her son, at this student council thing and whatnot. She seemed like a pretty chill character. And, overall, I guess, an innocent, right? But man, I don't know why. It was like as if Anakin, when he's about to kill the younglings, in the Jedi Temple. My God, like what a 180 turn. Really. And now I really have no confidence in her as a character. Well, this is more on the speculative theory side, which afterwards I like to go on Reddit and, see what everybody else thought about the chapter, any theories, predictions. And then there's one really good prediction. Basically, people think Tsurugi is going to kind of use Paper Moon King to disguise Yasuo as Narusuke. Remember that a little bit back when they try to do some quote-unquote foreshadowing where Narusuke's in the body bag and Tsurugi's dragging him around the house? People think that may actually be Yasuo because in that body bag there is a missing arm, and if you look closely, oh yeah, by the way, poor Yasuo, her arm gets not really blown off, but oh God, how is this dude? She can't die. I hope she doesn't die. But yeah, she's going out with no arm. But yeah, both the body bag Narusuke and right now Yasuo have a separate arm, detached arm, blown off arm, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what benefit that would do to disguise Yasuo. As Narusuke, especially Narusuke. I mean, if anybody in the house, maybe just some other stranger or something. I don't know, why would it be disguised as Narusuke? Also, another thing I want to mention is, yeah, I don't think the head doctor is the villain at all. He doesn't have much villain potential, even in the first place, and at the moment, he kind of seems like the Vanilla Ice of Part 8, if I could make a comparison to that regard. I don't know, he just... And also, he's everywhere. Apparently, he was, at the hospital, making that speech a few chapters back, and then he's at the Hishigata household. So he's kind of all over the place. He's just gonna be a one-off character, kind of, like I said, a Vanilla Ice clone. So, yeah. But then again, this is also kind of interesting as well, because is Josuke gonna go after the head doctor who's now at the Hishigata household, So is Josuke gonna walk on by? We still got that package. I don't know where it's going to be going, but I mean, I also feel like the head doctor has to be like 2 different people at this rate, or his stand. The appearance of the head doctor is literally his stand and what it looks like. Just while I was kind of recording this and all setting this up, I just realized one thing about my statement. The head doctor's stand has already been drawn in. Actually, we got its first quote-unquote cameo appearance. So no. The head doctor's appearance cannot be the stand itself. Also, it doesn't really look like a stand anyway. But yeah, I believe literally when this first arc kind of started, yeah, we got a little bit of a cameo of his stand. Because how could this guy be at 2 different places practically in similar time frames? It just doesn't really add up. But if it is one entity or person, and currently he's around the Hishigata household, then I guess technically we would expect Josuke to waltz on in, and oh boy, I'd be so down for a 7-page aura. I'm telling you, dude, I would love that. Oh yeah, and another thing. Where is Mamazuka? Mamazuka, where is he? Dude, I always say this like every time. I know I sound like a broken record, but I honestly thought we would have gotten just a little bit of coverage. Like, he's still rotting away in jail. I mean, like I said beforehand, it's probably super easy for him to escape through the bars, but I want some I want some closure on what happened to him. We haven't gotten any word from him in, like, God, it's been quite some time, and obviously these come out every month or so, unless there's a hiatus like now. So we haven't really seen anything about him in quite a while. So basically, to wrap things up, what do I think is going to happen next chapter? They could go many ways, considering, you know, maybe get some Mamazuka action, you know, who knows. But if it does take off right where the chapter last left off, I mean, obviously we're going to get the reaction of the Hishigata family. I want to see Joshu's reaction, because I feel like he's starting to rev up. Like, he's actually getting kind of, like, interesting. He's starting to take responsibility during these tough times, and Narusuke's reaction is also going to be kind of interesting as well, his take on the situation. And, you know, I guess those are kind of the two main people within the household that I kind of really want to see the reaction. Everybody else, I feel like, is just going to not give out too much of an output. In addition, I do hope Yasuo lives. I feel like she will. Then again, I believe in almost every single part within the series, there's been at least one person on the side of the protagonist that has died in some manner or fashion. Part 1, obviously, Jonathan's father. Part 2... Caesar! Yeah, that. And then Part 3, some of the Stardust Crusaders. Part 4, Josuke's grandfather. Part 5, actually a multitude of deaths on the way to the villain. Part 6, I dare you to read the ending. Part 7, god dang, I dare you to read the ending as well. And Part 8, we haven't really had that. Yes, there was Kira, but at the same time, I feel like that doesn't count as much. We only got to know him through flashbacks and whatever he's mentioned. But for the most part, we've never seen him in quote-unquote present time. And unfortunately, if this all lines up properly, then Yasuo seems to be the next person on the chopping block. And just last thoughts, if that theory about Narusuke and, you know, Paper Moon King that turns Yasuo to look like Narusuke, that would be really cool. But I don't know how that's gonna work or what purpose it's gonna serve. Anyway, those are my thoughts and my speculation on this chapter within Jojolion. Tell me in the comments if you liked the chapter, what do you think's gonna happen, or anything else in between. Thank you guys so much for watching, 100% appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button and subscribe for even more content down the line. Currently I'm working on actually a Jojolion video, and I'll do another noob draws video probably within this week. I haven't posted too much, and this video is almost coming out. A little bit of a crunch time. I was a little bit procrastinating doing this to release a video this week because I've just been really focusing on my art. So, but anyway, enough of my rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and peace.